The immediate warm smile and relaxed demeanour she assumes upon noticing my presence are unexpectedly welcoming. Dear God. My screen seems brighter, I don't know why. I'm now very scared. Hello, Xaydam. Good afternoon to you, too. Well, we said good afternoon, did we? Yeah, we did. I remember now. She hesitates for a second, but eventually deigns to tilt her face forward and close her eyes. My lips meet hers with a measure of slight trepidation before we move off hand in hand. Now we're at the sloppy stage. Well, we were already at that, but now it's just annoying. The fact that we're so close in height is somewhat useful at times, there being no need for either of us to turn our head upwards nor downwards in order to meet the others. Will this music die down? I can't turn down any lower. It doesn't take much time to leave the noise of the other students far behind us. The tapping of Lily's cane in her free hand, the only sound to be heard. Silence, blissful silence, is all that greets us while we slowly walk in the setting sun's light. I think I'm coming to really like this town. The huge green, hilly expanse, trees everywhere, the somewhat rustic little buildings. I've never heard of that saying before. So you've come to appreciate the tranquility of it as well? Tranquility? Ugh. I want to say something, but that'll be a major spoiler. I don't even know. I know what it's from, but I don't even know what book it is. And yeah, I spoiled it for myself, but knowing that, oh, it's beautiful. I think so. I came from a metropolitan city near Tokyo, so the quiet of this town really alienated me when I first arrived. After a while it became really nice though. I think I prefer it to the hustle and bustle of my home city now. While I preferred the quiet of such a rural town even when I first arrived, I suppose I had the advantage of growing up in a quiet area before I came. Hanako said the surroundings are very pretty too. Lily may say such a thing quite easily, but each time she mentions how others describe sights around her as beautiful or pretty, I feel a little put off. Yeah, I was just then. I noticed her expression becoming one of anticipation for some question or another. She always had a good sense for when somebody's not saying something that's on their mind, so I may as well speak up. Oh God. I was kind of wondering, how to put this. Do you ever regret that you can't see what things look like for yourself? It's just something I've been thinking about. Oh, she's in her thinking mode. She thinks carefully for a time. I thought that before I even looked. Do you ever regret that you can't hear people whispering on the other side of the room? You can do that? I can only speak for myself, but the fact that I can't see is the only way I've experienced life. Just as I cannot do something you cannot do something that I'm capable of. The fact that the world is made for those who are sighted can be a pain sometimes, but there are many people who suffer much more than I because of the way the world is. True that. Oh God, I shouldn't have agreed, that's horrible. But, that does make sense, okay? It wasn't horrible. But still, it just feels kind of bad to describe something that you can't experience to you. She tilts her head quizzically, as if I just said something that makes very little sense at all. But I can experience it. Through a touch. You just said yourself that you like this area because of the way the surroundings are. I like this area for the very same reason. Thanks to the fact that this is a small rustic town surrounded by trees, it gives some peace and quiet away from the din at school and the bustle, not to mention the smells of the city. I suppose it would also be much like the home she shared with Akira as well. Dear God, this music is loud! Her outlook on it seems pretty sensible, and I'm not surprised that she's got a much better handle on her particular condition than I do on mine. Damn it! Just like how her coming from a location somewhat similar to Yamaku's surroundings let her become more... Oh my god. Acclimatize... I don't know. In a shorter time, being born blind affected her stance, by her own admission. I should stop being so annoyed with myself over it, but I can't shake the feeling that I've depended on Lilly far too much, given the circumstances most have had to deal with Yamaku. That makes a lot of sense. You're pretty good at explaining, as always. Come to think of it, where is Hanako anyway? She was with us for lunch. She was? It seems she's busy studying. The exams are far from over, and she said she wants to do better this year than the last. While I admire her work ethic, she's really been trying to give us a lot of room alone recently. Time alone would be better. I don't know. Why am I even saying that? I've been butchering this entire story. She's that type of person. I think the kind that puts others' needs above her own at every chance. She's a sweet girl, even though so much has hurt her in the past. I don't know. I feel like it's only now, when she's less close to me than ever, that she's truly finding herself. It was thanks to you that she began... Oh god, I can't read that with a straight face. Okay, let's try again. It's thanks to you that she began to become more confident. Oh god, after all, not me. Oh god, I can't do it. I'll say it in my normal voice. It was thanks to you that she began to become more confident, after all, not me. Can't say it in a straight face. Really can. I take my hand from hers and gently place it on her head. Oh god, you're killing me. The important thing is that you were there for her. I can't imagine what she'd be like without having found someone like you. That much became obvious while you were in Scotland. We're all still friends, so we've just got to have faith in her. I think she'll become a good person, and that much is thanks to you being there for her when she most needed it, just as you were there for me. It makes me feel a bit childish when you sound so wise. Well, I try. Are you doing anything on the weekend by any chance? Nothing that comes to mind. Why? Then how about a date on Sunday? It'd be something to do besides exam preparations. Countering my rapidly beating heart, she simply smiles and nods. There we are. That would be lovely. Where would you like to go? Oh god. Her face suddenly changes to one of disapproval. Why? What did he say? You can't do that, Hisao. That's cheating. What? Do what? A gentleman should never ask a lady where to have a date. Oh. Ah. Oh. Her smile quickly comes back, assuring me that she's far from serious. But wait, he doesn't even know anything here, so you can't really blame him for that. Don't worry about it. I'll think about where we could go. I'll leave it to you then. I promise to decide on the next date, though. Well, our plans for the weekend made. The rest of the walk. Thank God the music is dying. Hallelujah! The rest of the walk down the hill continues in silence. Oh, beautiful silence. My ears can finally think. I said ears. Why did I say that? My God. The prospect of that lasting for any length of time, however, is shattered. fucking shattered. As I catch sight of a familiar figure waiting for us, her hand held high. Wait, what? Who? Hanako? No, Akira. Yo. Oh wait, what? Transition. Thank you, please come again. The change in temperature as I step outside from the convenience store sends a chill up my spine. It feels like summer's starting to wind down. What? But how big was the transition here? Looking to my side, the same feeling seems to affect Lilly as well, though unlike me, she doesn't manage to hide the fact. Something I didn't realize at first was how physically delicate she is, even compared to the likes of Hanako. If I had to describe her, I'd have to say that she reminds me of a China doll. Oh god. Akira walks up behind her and gives a couple of hard pats on her shoulder, much to Lily's consternation. Probably butchered, definitely 100%. For a moment she looked as envious of my status as an only child as I am of their close relationship. Blach! They talk between themselves for a few moments as I sort out my bags. Their voices too low for me to catch, but eventually they break off and we begin the walk back to school. It feels good to be out of that damned office. You kids don't know how good you have it here. If I hear this line, you'll miss school and all that. Kids? What? Why you say it like that with the pause? You two then, kids, grow up. Whoa. You two then. Oh my god. Kids grow up so fast nowadays. Butchering that, I can see where I'm making an error. You're not old enough to say that. How old is she? I'd say she's about 19, surely. Or 20, at least. I don't know. Being around Hideki makes me feel damned old. He's so precious, he reminds me of you when you were younger. He's a nice boy. It would be a shame if Shizune comes to have too much of an influence on him. Oh my god. Akira gives an amused snort as her sister's antipathy. She really doesn't seem to regard it as anything to make a serious fuss about, treating it more like a childhood spat. She looks over to me, apparently only just remembering that I'm here, and gives a small grin as she reaches towards her back pocket. What is it? Just a sec, let me dig it out. Oh god, I have a funny feeling what it is. I hope I'm wrong. After quite some difficulty, she manages to retrieve a black leather wallet from her back pocket, quickly fishing out what looks to be a folded square of paper. What is it? With Lilly all but unaware of what's happening, Akira unfolds the scrap and hands it to me. It's not what I thought, thank. Who the hell? What the f... Shizune, Lilly, and... Who the feck is that? I was just about to say Hanako, but no burn marks or purple hair. Who the hell is that? An old photo of what looks to be a younger Lilly and Shizune operating a noodle stall with some other girl in the background. She looks vaguely familiar, but I can't quite pinpoint why. Hold on. What is it, Akira? No, couldn't have been. I think you know. Lilly mulls it over for a few moments before realization dawns on her. Akira, you really needn't. It's fine, isn't it? Besides, it's like the only photo I have of you two since you entered Yamaku, where you're not at each other's throats. Yeah, she does look familiar. Who is it?